Good afternoon, gentlemen. We've just played against Chelsea, our main contenders in the championship race for the 2021-2022 Premier League title. We're looking pretty now, aren't we? Because Chelsea have had a draw and they've now had one loss. Exact same record as us now.
Yep. We're ahead of them on
draw,
goal.
One loss. We're ahead on goal difference. Don't know how, apart from that Norwich and Arsenal game. Tell me about the game, gentlemen. 1-0 win. Tell me about it.
For me, I thought the 11 that Pep picked was spot on. I thought that front five that I know you, Rob, have been drooling over, and I had a little bit of, well, can't wait to see it, was the key. Not everyone in that five, though, performed outstandingly, but what we got was a team performance today. From front to back, they fought as a team. They came, you could see from the first minute in, they were hounding Chelsea. And I said during the watch along, I said, how long can they keep this up? And Ryan Corrie was on the watch along with me, and he went, yeah, this probably, half an hour, 45 minutes? And they didn't. They kept it up for 95 minutes, running, absolutely running, and energy levels must have been sapped. And you just have to see Bernardo Silva, who will get on to some point in this video, because I don't know what more we can say about that boy anymore. Is look at him when that full-time whistle went. He was on the floor, crouching down, crying. It meant everything to him. That today was a marker to the rest of the league. Yeah, we've no striker. Yeah, things have been said. But I tell you what, we're still the team to beat. We've raised the bar again. You're going to have to beat us. Come and catch us.
Definitely. All I've been hearing all week is Tuchel's the master. He's a master tactician. And today, I think Pep was the master tactician. He showed Tuchel how to play, and he just got it spot on. The only criticism I slightly have is just Foden's not a number 9, and that's the only thing I'd change coming up for the Liverpool game. Is just change the positions just slightly, as we kind of talked about in the watch along towards the end. But apart from that, it was just a masterclass. And some of the players that we've all been kind of talking about, like the likes of Rodri and Cancelo, who have not been brilliant of late, they're putting a shift in today. And it's about time, honestly. But yeah, no, that team played so well. They played out their socks.
They did. And let me tell you, I am absolutely over the moon about this victory. Because, listen, 4 weeks ago when we looked at the fixtures, we had Leicester, RB Leipzig, Wycombe Wanderers, Southampton, Chelsea, and the next one obviously is Paris Saint-Germain, and I was thinking this could be an absolute disaster. But I think I had a moment of clarity in the post-match stream that you might agree with me on, gentlemen. I said that the biggest thing that is in our favour at the minute is, because my biggest criticism of Pep Guardiola is when he's given too much time, he overthinks and we lose games. And right now, there isn't time to even take a breath for Pep Guardiola. He's just absolutely on instinct, reacting as he goes. And the team selection today was absolutely perfect, and the performance was absolutely perfect. My only criticism on the whole is that if we would have had a striker on the pitch, an absolute out-and-out goal-scoring striker on the pitch in the first half, namely a Haaland, it could have been 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, because we absolutely dominated them. Chelsea did grow into the game. They grew into the game, and things got a little bit bitty, and it turned into a bit of a battle. But our lads, to a man, were absolutely wonderful today. The only thing that I perhaps would have changed, and this was something that was pointed out to us, because originally me and Martin were crying out for Gabriel Jesus and Phil Foden to switch, for Foden to go out wide and for Bernardo to come inside. But we got that wrong. What it should have actually been is Grealish coming inside, in my opinion, and Foden going out onto the left, because that way Grealish would have been able to mix it up in the area a lot more, potentially get us free kicks or penalties. And Foden, we all know that Phil Foden is at his most lethal when he's coming in from the left-hand side. Other than that, I thought it was... I'm over the moon. I can't tell you how much I'm over the moon. And everyone who watches this channel or listens to this channel regularly knows how critical I am of City. But... listen, we came away... I said the Leicester and Chelsea games this month were key. And I said, if we get 4 points out of it, I'll be happy as Larry. We've come out of it with 6 points, gentlemen. You can't ask for any more.
Us as fans, and especially me and Rob, have criticised Pep because we still have this belief that no manager is beyond criticism. But one thing I will say today is it's labelled that Pep, he doesn't learn. Pep learnt today against Tuchel. And I thought Tuchel gave us a little bit more respect than probably what he should have done, because I thought his team was wrong, totally wrong. Thought his tactics were wrong. For me, I think Pep just...
But Martin, that Thomas Tuchel team of Chelsea's, that'll beat 99% of the teams in the Premier League week in, week out. It really will.
Yes.
We just went, and I'll say this now as a little bit of a joke, one step beyond.
Yeah, we did. We totally did. And I think Pep deserves credit. I think the players do. I don't think every player was superb. I think KDB looks like he's either carrying an injury and he's had a painkiller injection in this. That's wrong way. If it come out in a few days that KDB's carrying a knock, I wouldn't be surprised. Because I don't think
anyone would be surprised by that. I think you're right. I think that was one of De Bruyne's weaker performances. Certainly, he wasn't as effective as he normally is. But
his effort.
You can't. Yeah, his effort was up there. But yeah, playing on an injury or tired, one of the two. But yeah, wasn't the most effective game.
Shifting, let's be honest.
And I did get a little bit frustrated in the second half when we were putting through some nice through balls. But I think Jesus got on the end of one. Grealish got on the end of one and Foden got on the end of one, and all of them were saved by Mendy. Yeah, Mendy had a great game as a keeper, but you're looking for someone to finish those chances. And like I say, I'll say it again, if we had an out-and-out goal scorer, today's result could have been a 4-0. And listen, the difference between a 4-1, a 4-0 and a 1-0 doesn't mean anything. It's 3 points.
Yeah, I mean, we had 4 chances today that were spot on, and I think you're right. If we'd have had a striker, it could have been 4-0 because they didn't have a shot on target today. And that's how shocking Chelsea were. You know, and all we've been hearing is they're such an amazing attacking force.
I thought Lukaku was, when he wants to drop out.
That's Ruben and Laporte, isn't it? Ruben and Laporte absolutely bossed it. Ederson as well. Listen, what have we been saying about Ederson all season? He's still on his holidays a little bit, Ederson. But today, Ederson was absolutely switched on, perfectly switched on.
Out for everything.
His distribution was incredible. He was out for everything. He was in the air for everything. He was pulling balls out of the air. Absolutely. Edison, Laporte, Diaz, Rodri absolutely nullified everything that Chelsea had in that box. Kyle Walker back to his best again. About time, Kyle Walker. But thank you that you are back to your best, Kyle Walker, because you are, without a shadow of a doubt, the best right back in world football. You get a lot of waffle merchants talking about Trent Alexander-Arnold, who is a good right back, but he is not Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker this season has been a little bit off his game, but today back to his best, absolutely. João Cancelo, not a left back, but today fantastic performance. Fantastic. That City team could have been so different, and if Pep would have had more time to think, he probably would have put Gundogan in there, and we would have been too slow in the transition. But Pep on his toes proves once again that he is the best manager in the world, without a shadow of a doubt.
But for me, I thought Rodri today, that was the Rodri you get for Spain today. That was the Rodri who turns out for Spain, where he looks energetic. He looks like... Did he have moments in the game where he sort of... Yeah, he was flat-footed, yes. But I think you got to remember, I'd love to see, because as we know, City and Pep have these vest belts that have all the stats for the players. I'd love to see the running out of every single player today, because I don't think there was anyone, for me, that I saw anyway, that didn't run today, didn't stick a shit. We've always said as City player fans, come off with sweat off your shirt. And I think it wasn't just skill that beat Chelsea today. I thought it was effort. I thought it was effort.
They didn't stand still, did they?
No. City went into this for the first time in a lot of people's eyes as underdogs, as we're not sure today. And I said in the preview, I said, be very careful with that. Be very careful. Because when we're going in as underdogs, we come out biting. We don't come out fighting. We come out biting you. And that's what we did today. And it just, to me, yeah, Liverpool, everyone else can have these great teams, we ain't going to give this title up without a fight. We're going to fight all the way. The only thing that does worry me, and I don't mean this in a negative way, is there'll be games where we're 1-0 up and we have them chances and the other team will go the other end and snatch a lucky goal, or they'll score a wonder goal. And then you're looking back going, if only we'd have took them chances. We need to figure out this 9 role, because we've tried Torres, we've tried Foden. There'll be other combinations going in. We've tried Gabriel. We've got to get a number 9. I don't mean striker, because we're not going to buy anyone for the rest. I don't think we'll buy anyone in January. We have to get a 9 who we can fully depend upon.
You're right, because the other day, again, like all I've heard all week is that if Chelsea win this game, and City lost it, it would be bye-bye City. You're not going to win the league now. Does that change the narrative now? From the
For me, over the course of the season, Ozzy, it doesn't, because we still get the draw against Southampton. And I know that I'm putting a dampener on it, but I'm saying over the course of the season, we can't replicate what we've done in previous seasons without a striker. I think lacking a striker will tell over the course of a season. Like Martin always says, marathon, not sprint, marathon, not sprint. Beating Chelsea today, absolutely fantastic. But there will always be games like the game against Southampton where we can't produce peanuts. And it's because we haven't got a striker. So
I agree with you totally. I think that is, we all know is what we're missing is a striker. And I think Martin's right. We've got to get this false 9, role right. I still think he's going to tinker throughout the season. I still think it's going to be, it'll be either Grealish, Foden, Sterling, maybe, Ferran Torres. He'll keep on rotating until he finds that one person. I'm not sure if he will, if I'm honest. I think it's just going to be a constant rotation of people in that false 9. But is that going to lose us?
It will be interesting when it comes round to the Liverpool game to see if there is any sort of narrative forming with a regular 11. Because that's if you go back to previous videos and previous streams, one of the things that I've said consistently this season is, this season more than most, in my opinion, remember, this season more than most, Pep doesn't know his starting 11. Every other season under Pep Guardiola, for me, is like, yeah, this is my starting 11. I'll only change it if there's injuries. This season, more than most for me, there's a lot more rotation. Because we've still got to see Zinchenko come back. We've got to see where John Stones is going to fit. We've got to see where Zinchenko's going to fit. John Stones is going to fit. Ferran Torres, is he going to get another crack at the whip? Is Raheem Sterling going to get another crack at the whip? Is Riyad Mahrez going to feature? Because Riyad Mahrez is a very bit part player at the minute.
Well, can I just say on that,
so is Lavia going to get a feature? Is Delap going to come in after Christmas? There's all sorts of questions that need to be answered. And right now, Pep is still discovering who his best 11 is for me.
Well, one thing I would say today is congratulate Pep on, because, listen, we as fans have done it. I thought he got his substitutes bang on today. Thought his substitutions were bang on. And you could see with 20 minutes to go, 50, they were going. Some of them had no energy left. Like Kevin De Bruyne, he had nothing more left to give. You look at him coming off, he'd gone.
So it was telling actually with KDB, because usually, like, if you try and sub him off, he gets a bit angry. He gets a bit like, I don't want to come off.
Yeah.
No, yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. That's why I think you're right, Martin. I think he's carrying a slight knock, or he's not completely match fit. And Pep got it right by bringing him off.
But I thought Mahrez was the right one as well. I thought Mahrez was the right substitution today. I thought the Fernandinho for the last 5 minutes and the Sterling one. I know people have argued maybe Cole Palmer. Maybe that would have been a chance. But for me, we have to figure out some way of getting... I know this is another video for another time, but we have to figure out getting Sterling back into this team somehow.
All in all, though, absolute happy days. Happy days. For me, I said in the prediction video for this game, I said that it could be a 1-0 either way. Chelsea 1-0, City 1-0. Turns out it was City 1-0. But on the balance of things, and I'll stress this one last time, on the balance of things, if we had a striker in that team, that scoreline would have been cricket. I'm telling you. Because absolutely, every single thing that you could get right, we got right against Chelsea. And even with, what's-his-face officiating, what was he called? Michael Oliver, who is the worst referee on the planet when it comes to Manchester City. Even with him, he couldn't influence the game as much as he wanted to.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he did. And I just think 2 clean sheets at 2 very difficult away grounds now that not a lot of people will go and get points from. I just think we'll look back. There's always turning moments in seasons.
Be honest, Martin, how many teams realistically are going to take points at Stamford Bridge this season off Chelsea? Very few. Very, very few.
And I don't think many will go to Leicester and do it. And I think, you know, and the good thing is, it sets us up nicely for Anfield.
Just to get round to the end of this video, gentlemen. Now, I believe that on BT Sport, João Cancelo was awarded the man of the match, which is not, you know, fine, whatever. But who's your man of the match?
Bernardo Silva, by far. I don't get me wrong. Cancelo had a good game, you know, and we've said this when he has a really good game, he's excellent, and he was good today. He really was. But for me, there is no one who did better on that pitch than Bernardo Silva. He was everywhere. He ran himself.
Ozzy, I can't believe I'm saying this, Ozzy, but you are 100% correct. Yeah, Bernardo Silva by a mile. Incredible. Absolutely. I love everything about Bernardo Silva. Incredible.
I was so glad that we didn't lose him in the summer. I kept on saying that if he goes, it's going to be a bad move from City to let him go. And I know he hasn't been happy for a while and all that kind of stuff. But if we can make this guy happy, we've just got to stop.
Build him a sundown.
Go on, right, Martin. Go on. Who's your man of the match, Martin? Who's your man of the match, Martin? Go on.
Bernardo, hands down. I thought.
Can we start a Bernardo Silva Appreciation Society? Really, this team would be a tenth of what it is without him. He's that important. There is no other player in world football anything like Bernardo Silva. People might be critical. He doesn't score goals. He doesn't create chances. No, he allows other people to do that, and he absolutely does everything else.
Name me another player in world football right now who runs like him. Who runs like him for 90 minutes. There ain't many. And the thing was, he'll do the ugly stuff. He won't just do the fancy stuff up top. He'll come back. You look the last 10 minutes of that game. He was deep, sat in front of that back four, helping him. He had no energy, and he was back there kicking, clawing, and screaming. Diaz, last-ditch tackles. That's Man City aren't just about the flair all the time. We can do
It's the work rate. It's the hard work.
Can do the dogged stuff. We can.
Right, gentlemen. Thank you very much. I'm very, very happy. I'm sure you two very happy too.